Understanding altitude sickness. My experience on Mount Kinabalu climbing. Mount Kinabalu was an incredible experience, but it also taught me a hard lesson about altitude sickness. I made it to Panalaban at 3,272 meters, but even at that height, my body started reacting. A mild headache, trouble breathing through my nose when lying down, and difficulty sleeping, all classic signs of mild altitude sickness. Since I didn't get to summit due to bad weather, I thought I'd share what I learned about this condition so you're better prepared for your next high-altitude adventure. Altitude sickness, also called acute mountain sickness, AMS, happens when your body struggles to adapt to lower oxygen levels at high elevations. It usually kicks in above 2,500 meters, just like at Panalaban on Mount Kinabalu. Your body needs time to acclimatize, but if you ascend too quickly, you might experience headaches, nausea, dizziness, or shortness of breath. For me, it started with a mild headache. Nothing too bad, but persistent. Then, when I tried to sleep, I realized I could only breathe through my mouth. My nose was completely blocked, a weird symptom I didn't expect. I later learned that high altitude can cause nasal congestion due to dry air and changes in blood flow. Plus, I barely slept, another common issue, as altitude disrupts your normal sleep patterns. While my symptoms were mild, altitude sickness can turn deadly with HAPE or HACE, where fluid fills the lungs or brain. Imagine gasping for air even while resting, HAPE, or stumbling like you're drunk from brain swelling, HACE. These are medical emergencies. You must descend immediately or risk coma or death. That's why climbers on Everest or Denali carry emergency meds like dexamethasone. Thankfully, on Kinabalu, the lower elevation reduces risk, but it's still crucial to listen to your body. You might think altitude sickness is just a headache or trouble sleeping, but it can turn life-threatening in hours. After my experience on Mount Kinabalu, I dug deeper into the two most dangerous forms, HAPE and HACE. If you climb high, you need to know this. HAPE stands for high altitude pulmonary edema. It happens when your lungs start leaking fluid, drowning you from the inside. Symptoms hit fast. You'll gasp for air even while resting. Cough up pink, frothy spit. Feel a gurgling in your chest. Your lips or nails might turn blue. Without treatment, HAPE can kill within 12 hours. The only cure? Get down immediately. Oxygen and medications like nifedipine can help, but descent is non-negotiable. HACE, high-altitude cerebral edema, is even scarier. Fluid builds up in your brain, causing it to swell. Imagine a crushing headache that painkillers won't touch. Confusion, like forgetting where you are. Stumbling like you're drunk, failing the walk a straight line test. Collapsing into a coma if untreated. HACE can be fatal in as little as 6 hours. Dexamethasone, a steroid, can buy time, but again, you must descend. HAPE and HACE usually strike above 3,000 meters, but they've happened lower. Risk factors include climbing too fast, overexertion, ignoring mild AMS symptoms. On Mount Kinabalu, the risk is lower but not zero. That's why guides watch for warning signs. Prevention is everything. 1. Acclimatize. Spend a night at mid-altitude, like Panalaban, before pushing higher. 2. Hydrate. Water thins your blood, helping oxygen flow. 3. Avoid risks. No alcohol, sleeping pills, or caffeine binges. Pack emergency meds. Dexamethasone for HACE. Nifedipine for HAPE. If you're climbing extreme peaks. Altitude sickness isn't a joke. My mild headache on Kinabalu was a warning, your body telling you to slow down. Here's something surprising. Caffeine can make altitude sickness worse. I had coffee and tea at the lodge, not realizing they could contribute to dehydration and worsen symptoms. Alcohol is another culprit. It's best avoided at high altitudes. The key is to drink plenty of water, eat light meals, and ascend slowly to give your body time to adjust. To prevent altitude sickness, follow the climb high, sleep low rule. Hike up during the day, but sleep at a lower elevation if possible. Taking rest days to acclimatize helps too. If symptoms hit, Descending is the best cure. Painkillers like ibuprofen can ease headaches, but if symptoms get severe, like confusion or difficulty walking, it could be life-threatening HAPE or HACE, requiring immediate descent and medical help. Even though I didn't summit, the climb taught me a lot. Altitude sickness is unpredictable. It can affect anyone, regardless of fitness. But with proper preparation, hydration, and a slow ascent, you can minimize the risks. If you've had similar experiences or tips, share them in the comments. And if you found this helpful, hit that like button, share it with anyone who climbs, and subscribe for more adventure insights. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.